Okay, let's get crafty. For this card, I am going to show you how we can use one ink pad, one stamp to create a focal image. I'll be using the watercolor shapes. I've actually got this oval for this card. And I'm going to be adding a sentiment as well from Biggest Wish. I love the stamp set because of the two fonts and the size of them. So let's get started. I'm using pumpkin pie to create our pumpkin. So I'm just going to open up our ink pad. And I've also got Early Espresso watercolor pencil, which I'm going to be using to make our stem on the pumpkin. So I'm just going to stamp 3 times. Ink it up, place it. I'm going to go bottom right for this one. And because it's a watercolor stamp, you're not going to get a solid impression, which is perfectly fine. That's exactly the look that we're going for. And I'm going to put them close, but not necessarily touching. And then just put our final one over top. Now, if you wanted to, because this is a clear stamp, it does lend itself quite easily to being stamped more than once. So having that extra little bit gives us a bit of a pop-up of the color. So I'm going to take this off and put it off to the side right now. And then I'm going to bring in our sentiments. I'm going to use the script Hello stamp. And for this one, I am also going to be using pumpkin pie. But if you have another color of ink that you would like to use, you are perfectly welcome to do that. I'm a big believer in it's your creation. It needs to be a reflection of you. Okay, and then there's our pumpkin pie on top of that. So our card is finished. I'm going to close our ink pad. You want to hear it. Oops. You want to hear a snap so that you know that it's closed properly, so that it's not going to dry out. Now I'm just going to add my little stem to the top of our pumpkin. I'm just going to freehand this one. There we go. You could use a marker, you could use a blend, you could use whatever you would like to for your stem. Okay, so there's our pumpkin done. Now I am going to show you one way quickly that you can step it up if you wanted to give it a little bit more dimension. Now I've got an extra piece of white here. I'm going to remove my Hello stamp and put my oval back on. And I'm going to ink it up. Actually, I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, there we go. Close our ink pad again. Now, this step had no glue, no embellishment, fairly basic, fairly easy for any level of crafter to do. So I'm just going to cut this out. If you had circle dies, you can certainly, or oval I should say, you could certainly use those. What I'm doing right now is called fussy cutting. So you're basically just cutting the outline of your shape. Normally I leave a little bit of white space when I'm doing fussy cutting, but for this, because it's a pumpkin, I want to make sure that very little is showing. Now, if you do have some showing, you can run your edge into your ink pad like this. Just kind of take it and rock it so that any of the white will be covered. And it gives you a little bit of an extra layer of color too, so it gives it just that little bit of extra pop. Now I'm using these foam shapes. Stampin' Up! Calls them dimensionals, and they're sticky on both sides. So you just press them down, take off the tape off of both sides, and then I'm just going to layer it over top. So now you can see that part of my pumpkin has lifted off the paper. So this is a quick and easy card that you can use for a fall birthday, Halloween, if you wanted to draw a face onto it or use stamps to create the face. This would be really, really cute. So I hope you enjoyed this card. If you do try it out, I'd love to see it. You can comment down below, or you can head over to my Facebook page and post a copy over there. Thanks so much for watching.